Life is like the game of chess, and your only opponent is you. You are the other person on the other side of that board. You're writing your own story. When you're writing your own story, make sure nobody else holds the pen. You are the only one that should hold the pen that is writing your story on that piece of paper or wherever you're using the pen to write it on. You see, if somebody's trying to write your story for you, trying to give you advice, trying to hold their opinions like it's the most high, like it's priority, like it's superiority over your opinions and your thoughts of yourself, more than likely they're not spending time writing their own story. So this is why you cannot worry about what people think. First of all, people are like a news channel. If you don't watch it, you're uninformed. If you watch it, you're misinformed. People give opinions based on their own perspective. Perspectives usually come from people's experience, what they've been through, what they've seen from other people. Some of us will always see things similar like other people because it's only so much you can do. We're all humans, right? But your perspective is everything. It changes everything. If you have a perspective, you have an opinion about yourself. If you seek to be great, for instance, while somebody is going to tell you where you are right now is great enough based on their perspective, you cannot listen to that. You don't want their results. See, people will be triggered. You don't want their results. People will try to give you advice. Based on what? Tell them to give you proof. They will respond in offense because they can't give you proof. Now they're going to try to make you feel bad. They're going to try to look down upon you, or they're going to try to bring you down. When people try to bring you down, don't allow yourself to go down to that level because they're going to beat you with experience. That's the best they have to offer, is where they're at. They've practiced the same thing over and over again. They've mastered it. They haven't went beyond the level in which they're at because they keep doing the same thing. To move above where you're at, to rise above where you're at, you have to put in the work. You have to do things you've never done. Your old life has to be removed. Your new life is going to cost you your old life. You have to get rid of your old life. If you're getting perspectives and opinions from people that have not leveled up, you're going to remain the same just like them. People level up usually when they get around people that's leveling up. Forget people's opinions. Don't let them write the story for you. Take your pen back. The moment you start to look at people's life, compare yourself, compare is a killer joy. The moment you start to listen to people's opinion and let it alter what it is that you want to do in life, you're letting them write the story for you. Do not let anybody write your story for you. It's your story. Like I said before, you're going to walk the path of life. Nobody can walk that road for you. They can walk it with you, but they cannot walk that road for you. They can be right beside you. They cannot do the work for you. People want to tell you what's worth it. You cannot tell me what's worth it unless you've attained it first. Why? Have you ever noticed billionaires, millionaires, successful people, whatever we call success? They usually say it's not the only thing. For instance, money. Oh, money isn't everything. If you hear a billionaire say that, it's because they are now privileged to say such things because they're not focused on it anymore. You don't tell me what's worth it unless you've attained it first. Because now you're privileged. And even then, I'm still going to do it my way because I want to see for myself. It's my life. I don't care about your opinions. I'm not trying to be disobedient. This is specifically towards the people that are dealing with like their parents. See, sometimes you're brainwashed or you're programmed by your parents to do what they feel is necessary. But oftentimes that's backed by fear. That is why people like to play it safe. We're not making it out alive. Life is not safe. No matter how much you try to play it, you're taking a risk. Last night when you went to sleep, you did not know you was going to wake up this morning. You might believe and you might be nonchalant about this, but you did not know for sure that you was going to wake up this morning. People go about life like they're going to be sure about something, like it's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. If you don't want your parents' results, you have to do something differently from them. If they're trying to give you advice, if it's based on what they've already achieved, you don't want to go that route. The main thing you can learn from your family, if it has a foundation, is family. Mother, father, children, a foundation, a home. Children will respond better when they have a two-parent household. Other than that, your father should teach you hard work. If your father's not around, okay, we're not here to knock anybody, bash anybody, but the proof is in the pudding. When fathers are not around, men typically want to cater to mom. They ultimately end up thinking like their mom. Their mothers are women. Women cannot teach men how to be men. So sometimes you got to ignore what mama say to you. Sometimes you're going to have to ignore what your father say to you because your father coming from a place that you're not familiar with. How he was raised back in 1950, 1960, you cannot really you cannot be raised the same way, or you cannot raise your children the same way. It's a different time. We cannot have old ways with the new age. Some old school things should apply with the new school. But sometimes you have to remove old ways while you're in a new age. We are in a new age. People's opinion will slow you down. You already have an opinion about yourself, whether it's good or bad. Other people's opinions can ignite. It can fuel whatever opinion you have about yourself. If you want to be great, whatever that is, you know it's going to be hard work. The people that don't want to work hard, they're probably not going to give you any type of opinion or support or fuel to your fire that's going to encourage you to go the hard route. Doing hard things make life easy. Doing easy things makes life hard. Everybody want to live comfortable. You have to be comfortable, uncomfortable. That's the only way you're going to grow. You grow through what you go through. Most of the time, people's opinion don't matter. I'm not going to give you an opinion unless you ask me for it. I'm here to remind you, do it your way. Understand its consequences. Everything in life is consequences. Nothing is free. You have a freedom of choice. But the consequence is the price you're going to pay. Do it your way. And make sure you understand that when the consequences come back as a result of the return of your investment, you sit down and you pay attention to it. If it's a loss, it's a lesson. You can learn from it. Even if you win, you've gained something, you can still go back and learn how you can do something a little bit differently. Maybe you can win more efficiently. Maybe you can take less action towards the same outcome. It's always something to improve with. You're always going to want to improve in life, especially men. Ladies, thank you for sticking around, but I'm always talking to the men first because I believe men need to lead. Naturally, we're here to protect, provide, give provision, lead. You don't necessarily have to be a leader of the world. You can be a leader just for your family, your wife, and your children. Men, we take care of people. This is what we do. People that have an opinion that doesn't line up with you being a man, meaning you're independent, you take care of people, you provide, you protect, why would you listen to their opinion? If their results are something else, why would you go that route? You don't need to go that route. You can do what you want. But understand, a lot of people will not have faith in your capabilities. They will not back you up when you give out an idea or a plan for your life. That's why some people say, don't tell the world your plan. You write your plan down, you wake up every day and you go hard. You focus. You know you don't want to engage in generational poverty. You have to excuse the people that have an opinion that live in generational poverty. You know you don't want to be out of shape. You have to excuse the people that's giving you an opinion about being out of shape. You know you can't eat that food that's going to give you high blood pressure, diabetes, a stroke, a heart attack. It's out there. Am I saying it's fair? No. But life not being fair doesn't give you the right to treat people, specifically yourself, unfair. If you know that food is going to give you some complications, don't indulge in it. Find something else that will make you happy. You know, I don't believe in finding things that make you happy. I believe in living a life of positivity, and you will just find happiness through that. But find something to replace your bad habits. People will ignite you to go down a path that's already been proven to give you terrible results because you want to take the easy route and they want you to do what they're doing. When you don't do what they say, they get offended. When you do what they say, you feed their ego. It's egoism. They'll tell you you're being disobedient. The whole time, who are they to tell you what to do and call you disobedient when they themselves don't have proof or they themselves don't listen to other people? If somebody else tell them what to do, they're not being obedient, but they're telling you you're being disobedient. You see what I'm saying? You have to understand, you got to block out what people think. The biggest problem with men is they don't understand that nobody cares about you until you provide some type of value. Majority of the population have the same problems because the crowd is doing the same thing and expecting different results. You only go as far as the crowd when you follow the crowd. Take the high road, it's least traveled. The reward is greater. People told me not to work 16 hours, 18 hours a week. I mean a day, sorry. I work over 100 hours a week. They don't want to hear me say I make $4,000 a week. They don't want to hear me say I can cross $16,000 a month, $15,000 a month after taxes. They don't want to hear me say I'm well invested in the stock market or I'm trying to pass down generational wealth to my children. They don't want to hear me say that. They don't want to hear me say my wife don't have to work a job. I believe men who force their woman to work, somewhere in there you're avoiding responsibility. You can work 2 jobs as a man, so long as you put your mind to it as a positive thing, as you doing what's in your nature. My wife doesn't have to work a job for us to have 2 jobs. I'll work 2 jobs. I'll work 3 jobs. I'll figure it out. And I'll still get enough sleep. I don't need 9 hours of sleep. Some people are working 1 job, drinking and smoking all day, chasing lust, sex, women, going to work on 2-3 hours of sleep, and then telling me I'm unhealthy because I work 16, 18 hours a day while eating healthy, drinking water, don't drink alcohol day to day, I don't smoke weed, I get my sleep, and I still spend time with my family. And it's in my videos. Go watch it if you don't believe me. Their opinions would affect my work ethic if I listen to them. I don't care. A lot of you have to not care, because the truth is, if you want to be great at something, you have to put the work in. It's work, 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 work. You don't reach the point where you want to be, but you don't stop because you don't know how far you at. Your next swing at it can be the pinnacle of your success. You can finally get to that destination, but you quit right before you get there. All because you listen to somebody's opinion. If you don't listen to their opinion, they want to say why. You don't owe anybody an explanation. That's wasting time. Giving energy to someone's opinion is also wasting time. The clock reveals time. Time reveals people. You put in the effort, you put in the work, and over time you will see the results. Don't put a number on it. Just put effort on it. Don't put a time. Don't put a date. That may work. I'm not saying all this is 100%. But if you always put a number on it and you fall short, you open up the possibility of depression. If you put a time on it and you fall short, you open up the possibility of anxiety, self-doubt. Just put effort. Put your head down for a few years and do the work that nobody else want to do. Without even trying, you will outwork them because you're trying to outwork you from yesterday. Don't worry about their opinion. They're going to tell you to slow down. They're going to tell you you're doing too much. That's their opinion, right? My opinion is if somebody tells you you're doing too much, they're not doing enough. But we don't have to really give our opinion to people. We're working. When people are talking, we're working. Talk is cheap. Action is expensive. Let people talk. We like to talk. I'm talking to the camera. But I'm telling you to keep going the route that you're going. Don't worry about what somebody else want to tell you or what route they want you to go. Unless they have definitive proof and results that you want within your life that correlates how you envision yourself in the future, you don't need to take that road. You don't even have to tell them anything. Just ignore them. Walk away. And the people that want to keep talking to you, once you respectfully remove yourself, you know what type of people you're dealing with. Control freaks. Everybody's on a power trip. People are triggered because they're on a power trip. A lot of people get in my comment section and disrespect me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm speaking my mind. I got the right. It's my opinion. But most of my opinions come from the fact of people don't want to do the work. People get mad if I say you're on TikTok making sob stories about money. Ironically, you making money from that sob story. They're triggered. That's just my opinion. You could have put the work in. Like me, I make videos of me working. I don't make videos of me begging for money, asking for people to help me get out of a hole that I put myself in. I'm all about accountability. If I put myself in a position, I can take myself out of that position. You know how parents say, I brought you in this world, I can take you out? They don't typically say that anymore. But a lot of things that we utilize in certain situations, you can utilize in every situation. Take that same mindset and put it in your life. You put yourself in a situation, you can take yourself out of that situation. You put yourself in that position, hold yourself accountable, you can take yourself out of that position. Chase purpose, not pleasure. Once you make a mistake, I don't care how catastrophic it is. You're alive, you can get better. Don't be a kid about it, be an adult. You a grown man or a woman. You a grown man. You don't need nobody to do it for you. Do it for yourself. If you're not biblical, I'm going to say this anyway. You say God help people who help themselves. As men, help yourself first. Other men will see that you putting the work in and will come and help you without you even asking. Now, if you tell us no, cool, I respect it. But if you come and ask me for help, and then you don't want me to give you my opinion or some advice, it's almost like I'm good enough to give you money, but I'm not good enough to give you advice about money that you're asking me for. Where are you going to spend that money? See, this is how you got to deal with people's opinion. You want to give me an opinion, but you don't want me to question your opinion. You don't want me to ask for proof. All you want is that power trip. You want to feel good. Go feel good, put in the work for yourself. Don't come over here and write my story. I'm going to write my story for myself. See, a lot of you have great potential, but you're worrying about people's opinion. I had a lot of my subscribers say, man, you motivate me to start my YouTube channel. I asked them, why did you stop? Oh, because, people don't like what I'm talking about. People don't like what I'm talking about. You like what I'm talking about. Understand, it's 9 billion. I don't know if it's exactly 9 billion. I may be off. Don't quote me. It's billions of people on the planet. For one individual, no matter who they look like, to think that everybody should think the same is insane. And it's almost hypocritical because they think a certain way. They want you to think their way. If you don't think their way, they think you're crazy. But if you have the same mindset, they don't want you to think they're crazy. The biggest mistakes men make, no matter what race or ethnicity, is wasted time, wasted money, and wasted potential. And most of the time, all three is backed by you worrying about somebody's opinion, or you're taking their opinion like it's facts, or it's superior, or it's priority over your own. If you make that money, you spend it how you want, just know its consequences. If you have time, you spend the time how you want, just know its consequences. And if you have potential, you focus on it however you want, but just know its consequences. You do not want to be on your deathbed while everybody's around you, mourning your last days, and all you can think about is how you wasted time because you was worrying about what somebody else thought. Meanwhile, that same person on their deathbed doing the same thing you do. Don't worry about people's opinions. Fuck it.